I'm Roger with Campfire Tales, and this week it's my turn to come up with a story for you. So the story I kind of, comes to mind for me was this place called Monster Lake. Somebody told me about it, many years ago, and they said, "Well, man, you just." I ran into this guy at the party, and, I said, "Have you ever heard of a lake called Monster?" And he's, boy, the guy almost turned white, and he says, "Boy, don't go there." And I said, "Why?" And he says, "Just don't go there." And that made me curious. So finally, I heard how to get there and stuff, and I jumped in my car. I'm gonna take my kayak, I think, and pretty heavy, one of my heavy duty rods, because I want to catch that monster. And so I get out there, and I have to drive through some woods, and it's kind of out in the boondocks, this lake. So I finally get there and pitch tent, and kind of ready to enjoy the weekend, and I paddle out in my kayak, and kind of looking around. Well, I wonder what this monster's all about. I brought some my fishing gear and stuff, and I look at the far end of the lake. The lake is kind of a small lake. It's got a lot of cattails in it, and I'm trying to figure out, what's this monster thing all about? And pretty soon at the far end of the lake, I see this beaver swimming along, and all of a sudden there's this big swirl, and the beaver's gone. Wow, that's something in here. And then I look over near in the lily pads. There's 3 geese swimming all together, and another big swirl, and all 3 geese, they disappear. What's going on here? I mean, this is, this thing is, there's something pretty good size in this lake. So, I'm, trying to figure out, do I want to try to catch it or what? And then I look, and all of a sudden I see this wake, I can see the waves kind of heading my direction, and I get a glimpse of this thing. I mean, it looks like, man, it must be like 12 feet long or something. It must be like a alligator or something like that. I mean, just wow, whatever it is, it's big, and it's heading for my kayak. And I decided I ain't messing with this thing. I'm just going to turn around and paddle like crazy to shore. And I just, I'm going like crazy, and I glance over my shoulder, and all this wake is getting closer and closer, and just about, I just made it to shore, and apparently got into the shallow water and stuff, and it stopped and turned around, and and I kind of breathed a sigh of relief. I don't want to mess with that monster, so I just picked up my stuff, and I'm not camping out here, whatever it is. I don't want any part of that thing. I know what that guy was worried about at that party. So anyway, if you happen to go, discover Monster Lake on your own, you better be careful. That is something big out there, and I think it likes people. So if you see a vacant tent or something like that, that's probably somebody that didn't pay attention. So hope that wasn't you. We hope that you enjoyed this week's telling of Campfire Tales. Please remember to hit subscribe to make sure that you get the announcements for next week's upcoming activities, as well as the new topics for the Campfire Tales. Please also share the fun that we have here, and let your friends know about our website. Check out RogersOutdoorChannel.org for more information and to stay connected. If you like the outdoors, great to enjoy this site.